Welcome to another edition of the UMO Coaches Show. I'm Ryan Smith, joined this afternoon by head men and women's golf coach Chip Spiron. And Coach, pretty good week for you guys last weekend at Cutter Creek. Second place and a first place finish for the women and men respectively. We'll go a little bit more in depth into both teams, but overall, how happy were you over the weekend?
Oh, it was great. The men won, ended up winning, and the women finished second. So, overall, great weekend for us.
So we'll touch on the women obviously finishing second. This team is coming over from last year. Not a lot of turnover from last year to this year. Talk about how you were happy with their performance, and obviously not having that much turnover kind of helps make the team they can go focus on just playing instead of the other factors of learning new teammates and that part of it. Talk about how you were happy with them over the weekend.
Girls wise.
Correct.
Yeah. The girls. You always like it when you have a bunch of returners, and of course with the girls we have a bunch of returners. And you're right. You don't have to worry about all the new people and getting them adjusted, and the new people trying to figure out where they are and where they're supposed to be. I was really excited for the girls because we had girls that shot scores they'd never shot before. Lynn Bergman shoots 72, which was her low round by 2 shots ever.
Yeah.
And so you get excited about that. You get excited for someone like Lindsey Burton, who at this tournament last year played terribly, and she would tell you that. And then this year she steps up and does a heck of a lot better. Shoots 78 in the last round, which helped us a lot. So it's amazing, to watch them grow and to watch them do better the following year at the same golf courses.
And obviously switch gears onto the men's side, obviously the men winning, and then Liam taking the individual, the medal for him, playoff, which playoffs are always exciting no matter how many people are involved, but his was the 3-way playoff.
Yeah.
Talk about the men and what you saw out of them this weekend.
Well, the men there, we've got 7 seniors, and if you're going to do well, this is probably the year that you're going to do well, right? So I'm expecting a lot of things from the guys. I think that they have matured to a point where they're ready to play well. They know how to play well, and that first tournament kind of proved that they're headed in the right direction.
I think something that's, we've talked about this in the past, and the way that you guys have your qualifying, and every guy is not guaranteed to go to a tournament every week. How difficult is it for you, for a coach? Obviously, it takes it out of your hands because it puts them in charge of who's going. But having those 7 seniors and having a lot of veteran leadership on this team this year, and obviously bringing in some new guys as well, how does it affect you as a coach watching and knowing that you're only, most of the time, going to take just those 5 guys and you're leaving a couple of people home?
It's always frustrating because you're really never sure if you got the right 5. Even in qualifying, you may have a kid that qualifies by 1 shot, and the kid that he beats has been to tournaments in the past, and you know that they can perform, but they just get beat by 1 shot in qualifying, and they're staying home. A lot of times it's frustrating when you take 2 teams or individuals to tournaments. Seems like you always have the individuals or the other B team. You always have guys play well. So it is a struggle trying to figure out, okay, who are those 5 guys? And we'll do some picking, and we'll do some qualifying, and we'll try to figure out who are going to be those 5 that stand out coming into the spring.
So obviously, this particular day, obviously being Monday, is a different time to talk to you because typically you guys aren't here. Specifically this week, you were supposed to go down to Kiowa and play down there, but obviously Hurricane Irma kind of affected some of those plans. How do you get the guys to stay focused on, okay, we were supposed to play, we're not, this is what we're going to do this week? How do you get them to kind of refocus on the fact that they've just missed a tournament?
Good question. The only thing that I can say to that is we're playing again this weekend, hopefully.
Hopefully.
We're supposed to go down to Florida this weekend. Hopefully that's motivation enough for them. It would be for me. I wouldn't want to stay home.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get a chance to play this weekend, and that's enough motivation for them.
We'll touch on one more thing with the guys' team. Obviously, have some new guys coming onto the team. Talk about 2 things, I guess. First, where do you find some of these players? Obviously, some of them do come and seek out some of these schools, but a lot of recruiting is part of you guys finding these, these athletes wherever they are, especially for your program in particular. You guys are a global program. Talk about the new guys that are on the team and where they're from.
Well, we've got 3 guys. We've got a kid from New Zealand, Czech Republic, and Sweden. So
A little all over the place.
It's a little bit everywhere. Yeah, what we do is we try to figure out, it's not about where they're from, it's about whether or not they're going to fit into the program, fit in with me, fit in with my personality. I tell kids all the time that if you can't get along with me, number one, that's because I'm pretty easy to get along with. But you need to be able to get along with the coach, because you're going to be spending so much time with that coach, especially if you're going on trips. If you play other sports and you're just driving to the tournament or to the match or game and coming back, you may not get to know your coach very well. But with golf, you're eating dinner, you're sleeping in the hotel, you're doing all these things with the coach. You better be able to enjoy being around the coach. So I'm looking for the kids that I can enjoy being around. And it doesn't matter where they're from. We are global,
Right.
But at the same time, we've got kids that are from right here. Nick lives 20 minutes away, and got a couple other ones that are within an hour. So we're just looking for the best players that we can find, and if they're from the Czech Republic or from Goldsboro, it doesn't really matter to us.
Right down the street or globally, doesn't matter as long as they fit.
Exactly.
So we'll talk about a little bit about the tournament that hopefully will be this up and coming weekend. Talk about the teams that are going to be there and the level of competition you guys are going to face.
Well, anytime we go to Florida, we're going to be competing against some of the best teams in the country. And it's no different next weekend. It's at the World Golf Hall of Fame down in St. Augustine.
Which is always a fun tournament for you guys to be at.
Exactly. We get to tour the Hall of Fame and things like that. So it's always a fun tournament for us, outside of just the golf part.
Yeah.
The field there is always wonderful. It's always a good field. You get those a couple of top 10 teams there, 4 or 5 top 20 teams there, and it's a good challenge for us, and it's always a good chance for us to boost our rankings and get some good wins under our belt.
Well, hopefully, we'll wish you the best of luck and hoping that the tournament does take place, and we'll catch up with you after that, hopefully, if it goes on. But if not, we'll still stop and talk to you anyways. So
Perfect.
Always a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks.
For head coach Chip Spiron, I'm Ryan Smith. This has been another edition of the UMO Coaches Show.
Exceptional degrees at an exceptional value. That's transforming education. The University of Mount Olive, transforming education, transforming lives. Learn more at umo.edu. That's umo.edu.